Tonight we're on the clock with Jose Rodriguez, a talented videographer and photographer out of the LA area. Let's take a look at his latest promo video.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
We're on the clock with Jose.
What are you talking about?
All young men with suits and ties, just sitting in the crowd smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one, I'm the lady that will bring you down. There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play, where the whiskey's running like the river, but they all never come for the booze and bass. I'm the one, I'm the lady that'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Well, as you can see, no words needed there. Veneco puts the T in talent. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Amy for the interview here. Let's get this started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of On the Clock. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jose.
Oh, thank you guys for having me, for making me part of this special project you guys have going on.
We'd love to have you. So can you start off by telling us, how did venekoraw get started?
Well, venekoraw pretty much started drawing. It started from like the arts of drawing, pretty much inspired by my grandmother, that she loved art. And then it just transitioned to music and video. And it's just all been kind of like linking the arts together, of bringing better photography and better video, just pretty much better content for everything that I do.
Yeah, I'll definitely say you could really see the storytelling in the art in any of your digital content work, as we saw from that video. And I think that's just, just hats off. It's just great stuff.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Could you share with us one thing that makes venekoraw unique?
I think it has to be the passion that I put on every project, or almost every idea. It's always there, you know. I can tell you guys, I can share with you guys that sometimes if I'm not really feeling the project, I honestly wouldn't take it, or I wouldn't, underdo it. Most of the projects that you guys seen in that video reel are projects that I'm pretty passionate about, or something of a vision of a creative way that I wanted to tell the story.
Yeah, I think that's key. I mean, your way of really telling the story, you could just see that. And again, we've had the pleasure of working with you, and I think your storytelling ability is it's just really awesome. It's pretty much next level. How you really have the story all the way through. There's that beginning, there's that really nice crisp build up and the climax, and there's just such a good transition. And the art in all the work in camera shots that you do, it really brings it to life. You really, you feel like you're watching content rather than just a promotion video.
Correct. that's what I love. That's what I love about this art of videography and even photography. They all kind of tell a story, and it's just kind of there. Everything tells a story. You just kind of have to really find it and just make it come to life for people who are viewing it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you tell us about some of the photographers and influencers you would like to work with to help promote your company?
Yeah, I've been working in the music industry for a long time. So there's definitely some big music video directors that I would love to like link up with and even just learn from them. I'm a person who just loves to learn, be on sets. But definitely like the Terreros Productions is a big music video production, and they're also doing small films. Or actually, they actually did a big film with Nicky Jam. They did a Netflix series, but just kind of like that style of music videos, and maybe move up to work on definitely on some movie sets. Now that I'm living out here in LA, I would love to check out some of those studios like Paramount and Sony. See what that's all about.
Yeah, well, I hope that happens for you. I'll cross my fingers for you. I'm sure it will, though. You're very talented, so
Oh, if it we'll make it happen.
okay, I like that. All right, so tell me, when you first started venekoraw, what what was your target market? I'm sorry, who was your target market, and has that changed over time?
Right. Like I was saying, I'm very music oriented because I'm an artist as well. I do a lot of music. I've done a couple songs that I have on my YouTube channel. Um, and it started out. I started creating content for myself, and then noticed that I had an eye and passion for it. So I started creating it for other artists. So I definitely was more like I was saying, more music oriented, but then it started becoming more of like I could do it with um, commercial shots, corporate shots. So there was a time that I did some stuff for McDonald's. There were some times that I did some big stuff for like some yacht companies, and out here working for like Uptech. I noticed that I could take my storytelling and my style of shooting to a commercial and a corporate pretty much business.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a very cool point there. Is that a lot of businesses now are looking to have their story told, and right, they're looking for the almost to put a creative spin on it, and I think you do a really good job on that. And at the same time, I think your music, the choice of music that you have in your videos, is so telling for each video that you do. I always notice that your music really connects that video together, and I just think that's really cool.
Thank you. I think it has to do because back when I was living in Orlando, Florida, I was working with a lot of talented musicians, producers, engineers that pretty much took me to that next level to understand music composition and pretty much melody, tempos, and all of that. That's what pretty much brought it all together. So I think everything happens for a reason. Definitely, even meeting you guys out here, you guys are one of the first companies that I've ever did that's how I started with a photo shoot out here through EventCompass. It's just everything happens for a reason. So being in the right spot at the right moment, learning videos, learning photography to even perfect the composition and learn lighting, um, it's just all part of it.
Yeah, and again, I mean, the way you tie that all together, it just everything just looks so crisp. I mean, the beats tie to the transitions, and the transitions then tie to the next scene that you do, and then the people tie in, and it's across the board. Like your work with
Right.
Optech is just awesome as well. I mean, you get that scene with the knife and the family, and I just think your videos really have that unique spin, and I think a lot of people could learn from some of the work that you do. So just awesome.
Perfect. And I appreciate that. I appreciate when people take notice of what I do, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we've definitely taken notice. Could you tell us the top 3 most popular services that your company offers?
Definitely video production, photography, and right now what I've been like also doing is a lot of like guiding companies like Uptech and like loan officers through their social media pretty much outline. I've noticed that a lot of big companies don't have a structure for their social media, or they have a weak structure or not a very organized or unique. So I've been able to like share my knowledge with what I've been doing and with the style of photography and video that I do with them, and it's been something that's actually been like uh, pretty much in every conversation with any artist or any company that I've been working in the past few months. It always comes up.
That's great. Could you tell us about an upcoming shoot that you have planned?
Um, yeah, yeah. Well, I have a couple.
Let's
I
hear
have a
it.
couple, but there's definitely one that I just finished setting up yesterday. Talking with the band manager and having it all prep, but it's pretty much working with a banda, Mexican banda out here, and they're pretty much. We did one music video already, and they loved it, but now they're giving me full creative control on the next music video, and I love that because now I'm able to show off and be able to like set a scene, set everything up, and do it the way that I envision it. So that's definitely one of the one to be looking forward to, especially since it's a very popular band out here in LA. So like they have a lot of views and a lot of listeners.
That's awesome. What kind of music is it?
It's I want to get it right. I know it's more like in the Mexican band style. Um, they definitely have different divisions, and I don't want to get it wrong,
No, that's not.
but
Yeah, not a
it's
problem.
more of like a Mexican style music. It's a big band out here, actually.
That's
So
cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So you're gonna do shoots at different locations with them then, or what's your plan there?
Right now, we have kind of an outline. Right now, I'm on that process of like writing all the sets and writing the full script of the whole music video.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna be using some different sets and probably some models or actors for this shoot.
Excellent.
All right. Can you tell us how many years you have in the business and how you feel about where you are now?
Wow, I mean, I think I started back in high school, so almost over a little bit over 10 years ago. I started just as a hobby doing videography for a competition that I won first place 2 years in a row, back to back, my junior year, my senior year, and that's how I started getting into video. Then I noticed that I needed to go back and learn how to do photography because I needed to learn how to compose an image and lighting. So definitely it's been a little over 10 years now, but I feel like the last 5 years, when I started a company back in Orlando, is when I started taking it more serious. And it's definitely since I started, I feel like I've met the right people and I've worked with the right companies like McDonald's, Jot, and even since I moved out here to LA only like 8 months ago, we've been here with with EventCompass, Uptech, even with what's his name, comedian. I did for his bakery, Chingon Bakery, for George Lopez. I was able to be part of his little commercial for his bakery, which that was really fun too. So it's definitely more natural now. I feel like before there was, I had to go and look for the gigs or look for pretty much make myself known, and now it's just more of like they see what I'm about, and it's just, I don't know, it's easier, and it feels good that people like yourselves and these companies are seeing the value that I bring to the company or to their image.
So have you connected with anybody yet on the Event Compass app?
I've connected with a couple people through the event Compass Act. Um, it's funny because when I got here, when I moved out here to LA back in February of this year, um, I didn't know how to look for people, or I didn't know how to look for gigs in the content industry or in the photography or video industry. And one of the first things that I did was looked it up just in the app store, and you guys were like the first one there. So I tried it out, and as soon as that happened, I just met a lot of really creative people through this app. Like there's Max, there's Maddie, there's God's Kingdoms, clothes designer, and the great thing about it is not just like we just do a gig and that's it. It's like we meet and now we've become like really good friends. I'm still friends with Max. I'm still friends with God's Kingdoms. Stefan, the clothes designer, Maddie, a photographer from one of the shoots, and even from all the Event Compass hidden shoots that we've done, I've met great friends, and they're still like we're still talking to some of the photographers. You guys last Thursday, I think you guys had who did you guys have last Thursday?
We had Brittany Marks.
And the Thursday before it was a JK
J Rock.
J Rock.
J Rock Media, yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking like 2 days ago. He texted me. He found a person that that was able to that needed some work with the style that I had.
Nice.
So it's great, we're meeting people and pretty much networking throughout the whole time.
Excellent. Glad to be able to connect you up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so happy that we've been able to be helpful. And I know you were just saying that things have really you put in the work and now things are kind of happening a little more naturally versus like working so hard. But I'm curious, what advice would you give to your younger self in regards to building a company?
There's got to be a tough one every once in a while.
Right. And I think what I would tell myself I was younger, or anyone that's watching this interview and they're doing their photography and video company and they're just starting up and they're young, is just to study up the economic parts of this business. I'm a person that does a lot of things for passion. I do it because it grows on me. I feel the story. I emotionally attach to almost every project. That way it can come out the best possible way for, that I could do. But there's definitely value to what we do. There's definitely value to content creators. There's a lot of value. And I feel like sometimes we are a little bit scared, or to explore what we're really worth. So I would say that to study up prices, study up business, study up the parts that pretty much they don't scare me now. But those parts that at one point did, it would be good to like always learn that side, even though sometimes it's a little bit of a you know um kind of like you're not encouraged to charge people
No,
or
absolutely, yeah. And it's funny you say that because I talked to a lot of photographers. They still don't know when do I start my hourly rate. What is that hourly rate? What makes sense? Yeah, I think you've hit it right on. A lot of creative people sometimes are afraid to ask money because you're doing something for a passion. So you're wondering, well, when do I get a check for that? Yeah, and I think honestly, like talent, you should be able to do exactly what you said. Understand that business side, be able to set an hourly rate, and just make that clear up front. Right? Here's what my contract is, and this is where we're at. So, I think it's
right.
great advice.
I think sometimes these people are scared because of the fact of being turned down.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
um, as a creator, you always want to create. No matter what. But it just comes to a point in life where you understand that it's more to that than just creating. It's also your life. If you have a family, if you have equipment, all of these things cost, and it's the only way to move up the ladder, to understand those things that you might be scared of are the things that are gonna, once you move away from those, you're gonna be able to move forward a lot easier.
Yeah, completely agree. I think it's great advice.
I agree. I agree as well. All right. So we're done with that portion of the questions. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull up a video here. We're going to watch another one of your videos.
This one should look familiar.
Let's see.
Here we go. All right. So, what was this video for?
This looks very familiar. Yeah, this was definitely a fun shoot. This is for you guys. This is the hidden shoot at the Treasure Island, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, you knocked this one out of the park. I mean, we've got so much footage about the drone footage you've done here. Hey, who did your drone footage? We did a collaboration here with Entourage Swimwear. Danielle Steele there, she was super excited about this. I mean, even the poses that you have here are just across the board, just great. So.
Thank you. No, this was definitely a fun shoot. And like you mentioned, the drone flying. There was a part in the video that you saw there where the drone was flying underneath the bridge. I think that's that bridge right there. I think it was the first time I ever flown a drone through below a bridge. I've always flown it above a bridge, but never like right above.
Were you a little nervous about that when you were putting it under the bridge there?
I was. I think.
I think I remember
I
actually
was
coming
getting a
up to you
little
at one
nervous.
point. You're like, I just flew the drone under the bridge, and yeah, wow.
Yeah, when I saw that footage, I'm like, wow, I can keep trying this kind of stuff. So like again, like what I was saying to the previous question, once I move away from being scared of doing things like that, and I am, is what's opening my eyes to get more creative with even my drone shots. Like now I want to do even crazier drone tricks and crazier drone shots, because it's shots that not a lot of people are getting.
Yeah, definitely. And again, really, that video, you have the storytelling. There's that nice beginning, middle, end, and it really just, really told the story of that day. I think there are just so many good, clean shots in there that we're super excited about, and people continue to this date to ask, "Oh, who did that video?" This looks really good. So we're always giving you the shout out.
I think the fun fact about that video is that I was so excited about this video that when I was shooting it, I could already see it in my head. I think I was editing
I
while I
remember
was
you
there
telling me
shooting. I
at
was
times, you're
editing.
like, Rich, this is, yeah.
I was like, Rich, this is coming out really good. I already see it, and I had a friend of ours from Orlando. She was visiting, and she's learning how to do everything that I'm doing. She's going to school for it, and I'm like, what a better way to learn, if you see me edit this. So I got home that night, and I edited till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. My friend stayed watching how I edit, and she was like, "Wow, like she was impressed."
Yeah.
And it was so much fun to know, like, like I was putting it together in my head, and before like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we had almost the full video done.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe you had the video done in that amount of time. They're like, video's done. I was like, what? No way. He's kidding. Looked amazing right out of the gate. I think the other fun fact about that day is when we first got there, that beach was packed. And it looked
Yeah.
like that was going to be really hard to shoot a video. In fact, you could remember people are waiting like 30 to 40 minutes to try to park. And right out of the gate, that looked like, it looked like a disaster. And then honestly, it turned into, as what you said, it turned into art. I mean, it couldn't have been a more perfect day. The scenery that we shot couldn't have been more perfect. And I think the group we worked with was amazing. I had people tell me they've been to a ton of professional shoots, and the way this all went down, they're just very excited about. So just hats off, man. I think it's funny that we went from a crowded beach and people everywhere to just that video, which everybody thinks. Some people don't even know where that took place. They thought it was international. Some of the things that I've heard, like, what was the international location you filmed that video at?
I think I was a little nervous because we had a lot of people for that shoot as well.
Yeah,
we had like almost like 20 over 20 people.
Yeah.
And in a times where it's COVID, we made it happen. We made it happen.
Yeah, there were a lot of factors that were against us there. That's for sure. Anyways, video came out great work. We're excited to have you do some of our upcoming shoots as well. So we'll keep those a secret, but we're definitely excited to have you on board. So
looking forward to the next one, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Amy, back to you.
Okay, are we ready for the fun questions now?
Who?
Well, those other questions were fun.
Sure. It's all fun. All right, so favorite location in LA to shoot at?
Oh, wow.
This is the speed round. You got to answer these, in seconds here.
I'll say El Matador Beach at Malibu so far. Definitely a nice little beach. I just love going there, and I've done already 2 or 3 shoots out there, and it's just a very, very nice rock formations. But there's definitely a lot more things I gotta explore. I'm new here, so.
All right. Well, this question should be a little easier then. What's your favorite food?
That's not that easy. I love food though. I love food. I have to say, I love pastas. I love pastas a lot. But since I moved out here to LA, there's just so much variety of food. Ramen. I've tried a ramen place out here, and I was like, where have I've never tasted this type of ramen in my life, or even the burritos. There's a burrito spot in Santa Monica area, and I'm like, man, I've never tried a burrito this good. And now every time my friends or family come over from Orlando, I always take them to this spot.
Well, I'm glad you're already finding amazing spots. That's great news. That's my favorite. That's my favorite part of going somewhere new. You get to like try all the food and find the best places.
Yeah, no, food. I love food. We gotta go. We gotta have to do a photo shoot or something like that. A meetup where we go to a restaurant. You know.
I'm in.
I think everyone's in.
All right. Who do you look up to in your industry?
um, there's like again, there's a lot of like cinematographers that I talked about the music industry, and there's one in particular that came from my hometown, from Orlando, and his name. I mean, he's just doing a lot of big things for a lot of artists right now, like Bad Bunny and Daddy Yankee. So you probably everybody here has probably seen his work. Um, hold on. So there's this video producer from Orlando. What's his name? Um, his name is.
No worries.
Yeah, that's okay.
We'll catch that on the next one.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So next question. Hopefully a little easier, but we'll see. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday. Hmm. You know, I thought you said this was a fun question.
Sounds.
um, wow. My favorite holiday would have to be like Christmas time, definitely. Christmas time is is a very like, I'm a very family oriented person, and I just love spending time with family. I feel like even when I was very young, family is very important, you know. And just going back to the other question, because I really didn't want to like miss out on this director's name. His name is Fernando Lugo, and he has done some big work. And what I like about him is that I've seen his progress. I've I've seen when he lived in Orlando all the way to now, where he's just doing big music videos for like big artists. So it's definitely a big inspiration for the kind of content that I'm creating.
That's great.
Yeah, that is great. If you could shoot anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Switzerland.
What was that?
Switzerland.
Finland? Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like that was the easiest
There it
question.
was. Why is that?
That was easy. I definitely want to go to Switzerland. I definitely want to go to Bali too. But Switzerland and Bali are one of the probably like the places that, I have my passport ready. If anybody's listening.
What do you like about Switzerland?
Man, the views.
Yeah.
What is there not to like
Yeah,
about
fair.
Switzerland? Like there's mountains, lakes. I mean everything. It just looks really amazing place to a very scenic place to just enjoy the view, film, and I would love to see how the people are there too. But definitely an experience to go and check out.
Yeah, I think you could shoot some pretty amazing cinematic, B-roll in that area. Like just because there's so, as you said, it's so scenic, so much
Yeah.
to shoot. Yeah, I agree.
And I love traveling. I love going out. Like last weekend, I was at Big Bear, and just like going and travel and experience new places. That's just fun to me. So I think anywhere I go would be a great spot to shoot. But definitely, I would like to experience Switzerland or Bali,
Awesome.
outside the USA.
All right.
I love those. What is your favorite dessert?
Uh-oh.
My my favorite dessert. Hmm. I love tres leche. Tres leches cake. I think I grew up with that, having it on almost every birthday when I was very young, and it's still one of my favorites cakes out there.
All right.
That sounds amazing. What is your favorite camera lens to use?
Wow.
Oh man.
You see, you're making it really tough.
It's like pulling out the punches right now.
Seriously. Seriously. You know, I don't know if I mean, there's a lot of like high end lenses that I haven't been able to um, work with, and I'm sure I will get to them sometime soon. But I definitely love the 24, the 24 millimeter lens. It's just a very wide and just nice with people's face and angles that is the type of lens to always carry with you. So that being said, my first lens was a 2470 2.8. It's the type of lens that I just love it because you can take it to a wedding, you can take it to an event, a music video, anywhere, and you have this dynamic from 24 millimeters to 70 millimeters. Um, but I don't know. That's a tough question. 24, I'll have to say.
Okay, well, that's a great answer. So, all right, that concludes our speed round.
Wow.
Very happy. We made it.
Woo.
Is there anything else you would like to share with our community before we go?
Yeah, I definitely want to encourage more people that are listening to this interview to follow EventCompass, follow me on Instagram, and just kind of like connect and network in this industry. There's definitely a lot of space and a lot of people looking for very creative individuals out there. And I feel like, you know, we just need to be out there. There's a lot of creative individuals that need to link up with people like you guys and people like industries and that just need that help, that gap, you know,
Yeah,
between.
I can't agree more. And we're super excited to get more projects posted on the app. We see people each day post new projects that people want to be a part of, and we're just going to keep it going. I mean, that's our goal, is to help you guys find some more work and make that easier, right? So you can focus on the creativity, and we'll focus on trying to find all the people who need the work.
Right, and I think you guys are doing great at that. You guys are definitely in the right path for it, and I love it. I love you guys for having me on this interview and sharing my work with the world. But I definitely would say that there's a lot of individuals out there that are needing you guys' help. You know,
Can't
you guys are
can't agree
doing
more.
it great, and there's a lot of individuals out there that are just don't know where to go or don't know how to take the financial parts equation out of the negotiation things. And I feel like once the creative and the business, they just meet and will do what they do best, the business does business and the creative does
Yep.
creative, that's when like a lot of content is just gonna be flowing out there, you know, because
I couldn't have said
there's a
that
lot of
better
very
myself.
creative.
Yes, I agree.
So nothing. Thank you very much, guys, for having me in this interview. I appreciate all the questions, and definitely working with you guys has been one of the my favorite things out here in LA that I've done so far. So looking forward to doing a lot more with you guys and seeing how this on the clock. progresses and move to another level, because I know you guys are gonna take it to another level pretty soon.
Hey man, thanks for joining us tonight. I know you're super busy. You probably got 3 things to edit right now, and you decided to spend a little bit of time with us. So I really appreciate that. So it was great having you.
Definitely. Thank you guys again, and hope everybody's having a good night. For the people that are watching me from Orlando, thank you everybody. Hope everybody's doing good out there, and have a good night.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you again. And to everyone that did tune in tonight, we'll see you next week.
Whoop, whoop. Tune in on the clock.
Hey guys, thanks for your time tonight. That concludes this episode of On the Clock. If you haven't checked him out yet, definitely get over on Instagram and check out venekoraw on Instagram. And we'll see you next week. Have a great evening.